Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We will group 9. Okay. We will about group presentation. This is the first is Inas Nadifa, Muhammad Ikhwan. I am Ramadan Islam Pasha and Wahyu Rahmatullah. Okay. This contains about and the first is definition of method. Okay. The definition of mixed method. Second table of mixed methods. 3. Mixed methods stacks, and 4. Characteristic of mixed methods. Okay, the first I will explain about definition of mixed methods. Okay. Mixed methods research or MMR is a research methodology that incorporates multiple methods to address research questions in an appropriate and visible manner. Brian and Plano, Clark, and Criswell, which involve collection, analysis, interpreting, and reporting, both qualitative and quantitative, qualified and relevant to need. Okay. Next, type of mixed methods. Okay. This type if mixed method also. Okay. The first is convergence parallel. In a convergence parallel, you collect qualitative and quantitative data at the same time and analyze them separately. After both analyses are complete, component you result to draw oversight conclusion. Okay, and embed design you collect and analyze both people. You collect both people and one type of data in secondary in the other. This is good approach to take if you have into time of research. You can use an embraced design to strengthen or supplement your conclusion from the primary type of research design. Okay, and 3. Implementation portal. In implementation portal design, you qualitative data collection and analysis account first, following by qualitative data and collection analysis. Expanding qualitative. In a expanding qualitative design, qualitative data collection and analysis occurs first, followed by qualitative data collection and analysis. You can ask design to first explore intel question and develop hypotheses, then do finding. Okay, next about mixed method process, and maybe my partner Ikhwan we will about explain mixed method process. Okay, thanks.
Well, I will continue to explain about mixed method process. The first process is identification of the research problem to be studied. And the second, determination of whether a mixed method study is feasible. If you believe that your study will benefit from the use of quantitative and qualitative data, you must consider what this entails. And the third is development of a clear and sound rationale for doing mixed method study. And the fourth is identification of the appropriate mixed method design to get your data collection. And the fourth, development of research question for both quantitative and qualitative method in a mixed method study. Researchers typically delineate research questions that pertain specifically to the analysis of quantitative data and ones that pertain specifically to the analysis of qualitative data. And the sixth is review of related literature and development of a written review. And the seventh is collection of data Identify and be specific about the type of data, both quantitative and qualitative, that will be collected during the purpose study. And the eighth is analysis of data. Data analysis in mixed method research relate to the type of research strategy choose for the procedures. Thus, in a proposal, the procedures need to be identified within the design. And the last is development of conclusions and recommendation. You must draw conclusion, inferences, and recommendation directly from the interruption of result of the data analysis. And the next explanation will be explained by my partner.
I'm Ines Nadify. Here I would like to explain about the characteristics of mixed methods. So let's just go to the points. The characteristics of mixed methods, the major characteristics of mixed methods research is that it combines quantitative and qualitative approach by including both quantitative and qualitative data in a single research study. And then the next, the general characteristics of mixed methods. The first, collecting and analyzing persuasively and rigorously both qualitative and quantitative data based on research questions. And then mixing or integrating or linking the two forms of data either concurrently by combining or merging them, sequentially by having one built on the other, or embedding one within the other, and then giving priority to one or to both forms of data, again based on the research questions and the emphasis of the research, and then using these procedures in a single research study in multiple phases of a program of research, and then framing these procedures within philosophical worldviews and theoretical lenses, and then the last, combining the procedures into specific design that direct the plan for conducting the study. That's all about the characteristics.
Alternative strategies and visual model. Sequential explanatory strategy. It is characterized by the collection and analysis of quantitative data and analysis of qualitative data. The priority typically is given to the quantitative data, and the two methods are integrated during the interpretation phase of the study. The strategy may or may not have a specific theoretical perspective. The purpose of the sequential explanatory design typically is to use qualitative results to assist in explaining the finding of primarily quantitative study. The sequential explanatory strategy. The sequential explanatory strategy has many features similar to the sequential explanatory strategy. It is conducted in two phases, with the priority generally given to the first phase, and it may or may not be implemented within a prescribed theoretical perspective. Sequential transformative strategy. Unlike the sequential explanatory and explanatory approaches, the sequential transformative model has a theoretical perspective to guide the study. The aim of this theoretical perspective, whether it be a conceptual framework, a specific ideology, advocacy, is more important in guiding the study than the use of methods alone. Concurrent triangulation strategy. The concurrent triangulation approach is probably the most familiar of the six major mixed methods model. It is selected as the model when a researcher
researcher uses two different methods: concurrent nested strategy, like the concurrent triangulation approach. The concurrent nested model can be identified by its use of one data collection phase, during which both of quantitative and qualitative data are collected simultaneously. Concurrent transformative strategy. As with the sequential transformative model, the concurrent transformative method is guided by the researcher's use of specific theoretical perspective. This perspective can be based on ideologies such as critical theory, advocacy, or conceptual and theoretical.
Then here I would like to explain about the mixed method format. So the chapter is introduction, and then it consists of statement of the problem, the topic, the research problem, background and justification, deficiencies and in the evidence, audience, definition of terms. And then the second, chapter 2, is the literature review. Literature review should include relevant headings and subheadings. Following the literature review, the purpose statement, then research questions should be presented. And then purpose statement, the first point, the overall content aim, and then the type of mixed method design that used, and then the forms of data collection that will be used, and then the data collection site and the reason for collecting both forms of data. And then research questions, quantitative and qualitative data, and then mixed methods. And then in chapter 3, there is the methodology, and the first consists of participants, quantitative, qualitative instrument procedures design, quantitative data, qualitative data, and then data analysis, and the last is limitation. In the paper Fostering Learning Strategies in Higher Education, it has this methodology, and also in chapter 1 also chapter 2 it relates to this format, so you can see in the journal article.
So, thank you for your attention, and that's all our material. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.